Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest edition of This Fiver Becomes a Dungeon. If you are new to the series, there is a playlist listed down below in the description, and as always, I hope that you enjoy. Chapter 47, Vidmori Point of View. I wasn't sure what to expect when Jack told me they had a captive, but a blue and black hawk-looking bird wearing a leather harness was not what I was expecting. A sky-blue swan and a few other birds flew in, escorting the hawk in what appeared to be a swirling ball of water. The pathetic-looking bird spun around and disoriented as it screeched out in distress. All the while, Jack had approached the pedestal with what looked like to be a scroll, setting it down before stepping back proudly. "This master put up a big fight, but we prevailed in the end," he enthused as he fluttered his wings a bit. "Jack, while I certainly acknowledge the enthusiasm, I don't believe you had to go and attack a random messenger bird. However, I appreciate the vigilance, Jack. Let's see what you got." I go ahead and pull the scroll from my storage space, unraveling it before looking over the contents. The writing was neat-looking with flourishes, and an alphabet here was undoubtedly unique and flowy compared to what I knew. With the memories I'd absorbed, I at least knew what it said, but I would probably have had a hard time writing in this language, at least until I studied some more. The contents of the scroll were interesting, though. From what I can tell, it seems the sender has been staying at a frontier village of some sort, waiting for the promised delivery. The sender wondered if the deal was being reneged on, or if they could no longer produce the previously discussed goods. "Well, Jack, I'll take back what I said earlier. Wonderful work. This was an excellent catch. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that this was a significant find, and a great chance to sow some discord in a rather unique way. After all, the sinners had faces of the people the sender was waiting for. Now, the question is whether or not I should try and lure them out of that town, or if I needed to meet them on their turf. I also couldn't let this stand for too long, either. Focusing back on the others, I bring the scroll back out, setting it down where I had taken it before. "All right, Jack, stop messing with the poor bird. Set them down and translate for me." I could form a bond with this new bird, but at the same time, I don't know where its allegiances lie, and I'd rather not just kill them for their info I want. Jack still seemed to exude pride, almost preening as he basked in the praise of his accomplishments. He looked over to his crew birds and gave the nod, the swan and the other birds dispelling the orb of water as the soaked ball of feathers landed in a heap. Jack proceeded to hop over to the drenched bird, pressing his clawed foot against their back to keep them pinned down. "All right, mate, you're gonna listen hard and behave yourself, or else you'll get what's swirled again," he warned, seemingly enjoying himself a little too much. The hawk squawks indignantly as it looks at Jack but makes no effort to really resist all too much. With a nod of confirmation from Jack, I focus my attention on the hawk before speaking out. "All right, how far is this town you flew from, and how many people are in the group you came with?" The hawk seems to go quiet for some time before eventually squawking it out, letting out chirps and tweets in response. Jack nods intently as he appears to listen before looking over to me as his wings flick. "He doesn't know how long he's flown for since he doesn't understand time, but it did mention the sun was high in the sky when he left." With that, Jack looks outside momentarily before looking back at me. "It'll be evening soon, so maybe he flew around for 2 or 4 hours. He speculated before continuing with the report. "As long for how many people, he claims that his handler has been moving with a group of 5 others, so that means there are 6 of them." "I see. So that means it's another small group of people on the receiving end. It makes me wonder how big this operation is. I know people from the theocracy are getting taken, but it also seems to be on a small scale. Key cells of corrupt guards and a few high-ranking officials are making the moves and trades if the memories of these knights and acolytes are anything to go by. However, I know next to nothing about the hegemony and those who are coordinating with the people from the theocracy. I probably shouldn't kill them either. As convenient as simply absorbing their memories are, it takes a while to sift through all the information between their life history and anything actually of worth. I would definitely be better off with some advanced interrogation tactics in order to gather more concise information. And I suppose that means I'll need to make some holding cells or maybe even a prison. This is starting to feel familiar, though it has been some time since I've done something like this. I hope I'm not too rusty. All right, Jack, keep our guests under watch, and don't let him leave just yet. I'm going to send a message back with him to his handlers. Jack nodded as he saluted with a wing before taking his clawed foot off the hawk. The soap bird fluttered their wings as water splashed off of him. The bird appears to remain behind, slowly walking with the bird's feet as Jack escorts them away. I look around my inventory before spotting an inkwell, quill, and parchment that I kept from Revire's things, though I stop myself from writing up the letter myself in English as I mentally sigh. Right, this is another world's letter system. After a few moments, I call out to Shepherd Zassiter, needing his help with this particular task. He doesn't ask any questions, and it does take him some time, but the energetic lizard man enters my chamber soon enough. He doesn't look worse for wear, despite brushing up the mountainside at his quick pace. Approaching, he took a respectful knee and courteously bowed his head. "Greetings, W.R.E. Executioner. Did you call for me? What can I do?" he asks almost eagerly as he gazed intently at the glow of my core. "Ah, welcome, Shepherd. I have a favor to ask of you. Can you write a letter for me? It kind of feels a little bit embarrassing to ask for something so simple, but it can't be helped until I learn how to write for myself." Zassiter looks clearly perplexed, but he smiles after a moment and nods at the request. "Of course, W.R.E. Might I ask who you could be writing to?" he asks as his curiosity seems to get the better of him. Well, that's the thing. I'm not exactly sure how to go about explaining the circumstances, but it is probably best to be straightforward with Zassiter, considering he'll be writing the letter. I'm writing to the people who are waiting to buy you from the theocracy. Zassiter seemed to freeze up at the realization, blinking slowly a few times before speaking up. I see. End of chapter. There is a new legend on the horizon. Blueberry Cat has taken the T6 Patreon spot. Thank you very much, and I'm sure that I speak for everyone when I say that. I would just like to thank our T5 members, Lord Azrekahl, AmbroseKTal, Quantem Wensday, Dragzoon W.R.E, Blueberry Cat, Cam Maxwell, Casper Arnholtz, Bushmaster 177, and Leslie 517. Thank you very much.